Throughout Fortnite's existence, there has always been one player who just seems better than everyone else. The player with an undeniable aura. A player who can queue into basically any tournament and destroy the entire lobby with ease. His name is Peterbot. But whenever I queue into a tournament, it usually ends in complete disaster. I mean, I feel like I work pretty hard and I grind the game just as much. So how come I'm nowhere near successful? Well, the hard truth is that I'm trash. But I've tried everything, from speedruns to even hiring professional coaches. But nothing has worked. However, there is one thing that separates itself from the rest: routine. Peterbot's routine is a huge reason to why he's become so successful. So for the next 7 days, I'm creating my own intense training regimen with one goal in mind: to completely master fighting. So without further ado, this is how I became Fortnite's greatest fighter. To start, I needed to find out how close I actually was to becoming one of the best fighters. And instead of guessing, I went straight to someone who already knows what it takes. Meet Fabio, a pro player with a ton of earnings. And he's assigned to complete 3 different jobs. Number 1, assess my current skill level. Number 2, tell me what I need to improve at the most. And number 3, decide whether reaching my goal is actually possible. And starting off with my assessment, all I can say is that it didn't go the best.
Yeah. Come on, Miko.
Like, I'm just on red X, I'm lagging. It was no surprise a pro player was dominating me like this, but I couldn't go out this bad, so I locked in. I killed him not once, not twice, but yeah, only twice. Every other time he was absolutely destroying me. So we decided to stop the bleeding and end the assessment there, and then move on to what I needed to improve the most. Alright, so Fabio, what did you think of our 1v1, and what do you think about my current skill level right now?
Hit some crazy shots, you know what I'm saying? I see some potential, but your main problems come from your building. You get what I'm saying? So your retakes, they're not too protective. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is, although your aim can be crazy, it also can be very bad. So, you know, we want to have consistent aim, which is something you don't have.
All right, and last question. Do you think I'll be able to reach my goal of becoming the greatest fighter by the end of these 7 days?
Are you serious right now, bro? If you like tried your hardest, I don't even know if you could get top 10,000. Yeah, you're kind of trash.
Hearing that completely broke, and while I already understood how difficult becoming the best fighter would be, the last thing I needed was someone I trusted telling me I couldn't do it. So from this point on, it became personal. I wanted to prove him wrong, along with every other person who had ever doubted. The only way to truly do so was through a tournament. You see, grinding and practicing for 7 days is one thing, but being able to perform when the pressure's highest is what truly makes you the best fighter. But before I could even think about competing, Fabio had just exposed every reason I wasn't ready. So the next day, I formulated a plan that would sharpen up the qualities that Fabio said I lacked, starting with staying protected while fighting. Luckily, Fabio gave me the perfect way to fix it: mechanics training V5. He told me to play this section of the map where you have to fight 8 bots at once, all while they're constantly trying to eliminate you. And once I finally felt more protected during my fights, it was time to move on to my next weakness: my aim. This was one part of my training where I could not afford to take any shortcuts. The obvious solution would be to load into an aim trainer and shoot targets until my hands stopped working. But most aim trainers feel robotic and unrealistic. So instead, I decided to practice against real players. I loaded into solo zone wars, where every round puts you into a moving endgame and forces you to fight and ultimately try to win. Not only would this help me improve my aim in realistic situations, but it would also prepare me for the tournament I'll be playing at the end of these 7 days. So going into this map, I knew I couldn't treat it like normal practice. I had to lock in. Oh my god. No. Oh my gosh, bro, I'm so bad. After a little bit more solo cup endgame, I felt satisfied with day 2. So I got off and began preparing for day 3. And to start, everything felt normal. I kicked off the day with around a 20-minute free build, and I showed no signs of slowing down. But something still felt off. It didn't feel like I was doing enough. And I didn't just need to spend more time free build. I needed something that would actually challenge me. So that raised the question I could easily answer. Could this routine make me a good fighter? Yes. But could it make me the best fighter? No. So I decided to build onto the routine I already had. And the best way possible to do that was was through Fortnite Reload. A game mode like Reload was exactly what I needed. The fighting is constant, enemies are everywhere, even when you die you can come right back in and fight again. So I added ranked reload to my routine with one goal in mind: to put my fighting skills to the test. Boy oh boy, did it do exactly that.
Dude, that's like the third time I've almost died to me. Dude, I cannot hit a shot, bro. Bro, my aim is actually some hot ass, bro. Like, I have to do something about this. I think I'm gonna spend all of day 5 like solely focusing only on my aim, bro.
Yeah, I had just made possibly the riskiest decision of this entire challenge. After all, this is a fighting video, so why am I spending an entire day focused solely on my aim? And honestly, it was because I felt like something needed to change. Just one decision could completely change the outcome of the entire challenge, either for better or for worse. And honestly, I had no idea which way it was going to go. All that I knew was that I had to take the risk. I couldn't settle with going through these 7 days only coming out a mediocre fighter. Circling back to earlier, I asked myself one question: would this routine make me a good fighter? Yes. But could it make me the best fighter? Honestly, I had no idea. I couldn't stop overthinking that this routine still wasn't enough. This was the moment where everything mattered the most. The moment where I was basically gambling the entire challenge on one decision.
Like, you're shooting at the wrong kid, bro. Why win these, bro? With 0 meds? No way, bro. I'm so bad.
After just a few more ranked games, I decided to call it quits for the day. Because after all, I did a lot, and there was still so much in store for me on day 4. On day 4, I decided to take a slightly different approach towards my routine. Over the past few days, everything had been going pretty smoothly, except for one major problem: my aim. Compared to everything else I had been working on, my aim was starting to fall behind, and I couldn't afford to ignore it. So I decided to call in for some backup. Someone with an insane amount of PR, a ton of earnings, and overall the best fighter I know. Mead 49. Not only was he going to help me improve my aim, but he was also going to help me become a better fighter overall. But first, I needed to see if my aim problem was actually as noticeable as I thought. Without telling him I had recently been struggling, I was going to 1v1 him for about 5 rounds and see if he could notice it on his own.
Oh shit. Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah, after just the first round, I could already tell this was going to be a long day for me, and the next round wasn't any better.
Holy crap. Oh my gosh, bro. Dude, just get everything, bro. Bro!
Dude, you're not even that bad, I swear.
Nice! You're so bad. You suck. You're terrible. Oh my gosh.
Like, who did I just die to, man?
Now, it was no surprise that 40 was absolutely dominating, but the real surprise was that this kill would be the last time I even touched him for the rest of our 1v1. But honestly, I didn't care. Getting even one kill on a player as good as 40 was just enough for me. So after getting absolutely pissed on a few more times, it's finally time to see if he had noticed my biggest weakness.
Alright, 40. Let's get a little post-game interview going in. What did you think of my performance? Like, what do you think my biggest weakness was throughout that 7 rounds that we played?
Your aim is some hot ass. Nico, like, your aim is some real hot ass, bro. But, like, everything else in your gameplay really isn't that bad.
Alright, so what are some things like I can do?
I would recommend Kovaxing and, yeah, a bunch of Kovacs, man. That's really the cheat code.
After our 1v1, I decided to take 40's advice seriously. Spent the rest of day 4 grinding Kovacs. I even managed to demolish one of 40's previous scores.
Oh my. I think I just demolished his score.
And when day 5 started, I went straight back into doing the exact same thing. After that, I continued the routine I had been building over the past few days. I started with free building, moved on to mechanics training, even played a little bit of solo cup endgame. Honestly, I could feel myself improving, but there was one major problem. Almost all of that improvement was happening only inside creative. I would load into a real battle royale game and forget half of the things I spent hours practicing. So instead of wasting another full day inside creative, I decided it was time to test myself where it actually mattered. I called up my duo and loaded into battle royale rank and set out to see if I could finally transfer everything I'd learned into a real game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm dead. Crack one. It's left.
The what?
Wait, I'm in.
Don't?
I'm in.
You going to the... Are you going to the park? Oh. Should I come afterwards?
I'm in. On me, Fabrizio.
Come in, bro.
Oh my gosh, on me, hello! Wait, I'm dead. Wow! Yo, how long was I saying on me and you were just sitting there talking to your brother?
Like 30 seconds.
Why?
Because I was doing...
Now, this definitely wasn't the greatest look for Morns, and I know what you're thinking. Having a teammate like that can get pretty annoying, but looking at the brighter side of things, this could actually help me a lot. I mean, if Morns was going to do absolutely nothing, that meant I had to pick up the slack myself, and even though it made every fight harder, it forced me to fight a lot more, which was exactly what I needed if I wanted to become a better fighter.
Good work.
Dead. Yeah. 100.
Oh my gosh.
Dead.
Get him. There you go.
Oh my god. Dead, but my aim is so bad. Holy
200.
crap.
You low-key gotten better, I won't lie. But like, I don't think you could do this in an actual tournament.
Why?
I mean, I just don't think you're good enough, to be honest.
Now, I'd be lying if I said Morns' doubt on whether I could do this in a tournament setting wasn't something I haven't already been thinking about. Because as much as I wanted to prove him wrong, a part of me knew he had a point. Winning fights in a regular game was one thing, but a stag tournament lobby was completely different. And with time ticking away, before I knew it, it was only just a couple hours before I was heading into day 6. In other words, my final day of training. And this only meant that I was running out of time. But luckily, I had a plan. And it's pretty simple. In preparation for the tournament, I was gonna spend all of day 6 performing every part of my routine all day long. So not only would this help prepare me for the tournament, but it would also help me get closer and closer to answering the question Morns put in my head. Could I actually perform when the lobby got serious? Now, in order to get the most possible out of today, I set one goal for myself, and that was to grind until I couldn't anymore. And I can proudly say that's exactly what I did, because the entire day was all in preparation for tomorrow, day 7, final day of the challenge, and the final test that would decide whether or not I have truly become the best fighter. And that test would be none other than the solo ranked cup. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why didn't I choose a tournament with higher stakes and more on the line? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Something like the solo cash cup might only get 1 or 2 games where you're constantly fighting, but in the solo ranked cup, I would have the entire tournament to put everything I had learned over these 7 days to the test. And to make sure of this, I gave myself one goal for this tournament: to get 100 kills before the tournament ended. This was it, the ultimate test to see whether I had truly mastered fighting. Heading into game 1, there was no special plan. It was simply to get as many kills as possible. Oh my god, I'm so bad, bro. Yeah, after my first game, I only came out with about 7 kills. But this wasn't gonna cut it. And after a quick death in my second game...
Oh my gosh! Dude. Oh my gosh, bro.
It was all up to my third to bring me back some momentum and get me back in this tournament.
Dude, my aim is so bad. Alright, I need a key, bro. I need a key. Like, what am I doing? I just edited it wrong, bro. No way, I'm so bad. What am I thinking? Okay, there is a big problem here, and it's that I'm reverting back to my old self. I was playing absolutely terrible. These games that should be easy wins and plenty of dirty bombs were ending in less than 10 kills and not even the win. And this would continue to happen for the next 3 games. What? Oh my gosh, bro. Like, wow, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, nice, I got a shotgun. He got a shotgun. Like what? My life is cheating. Yeah, he's cheating, bro. He's literally cheating. But I couldn't give up yet. I needed something to bring me back. I needed a win. Wow, bro. Bro, come here. This was exactly what I needed, but there was one problem. I simply wasn't getting enough kills. Now, 44 kills at the midway point of the tournament might sound pretty good, and it was, but I just couldn't keep up with that same pace for the rest of the tournament. And from there on, things only got worse. I would go into every match looking for a different outcome, only for it to end with the exact same story. Dud after dud after dud. Until eventually, I was down to my last and final game. And if I still wanted to reach 100 kills, I would need to drop over 40 kills in just one game, which, yeah, didn't happen. Like, my wall just placed underground. My wall placed underground. What am I supposed to do with my wall places underground? Although I wasn't able to achieve my goal, this still was a great accomplishment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment high top if you made it this far.